From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Daniels Roofing, licensed, bonded, insured roofing contractor. 45 years of generational expertise, offering a variety of roofing systems in the North State. Composition shingles, metal, tile, fire-safe wood shingles, and spray foam roofing systems. An energy-saving cool roof, perfect for commercial flat roofs and mobile homes. With other companies, you may get a foreman or a salesman, but with Daniels Roofing, you get Daniel. Call today for your free estimate. Daniels Roofing, 3 generations working hard to protect your home and business.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Absolutely gorgeous out there today, and it looks like we got a cooling trend for the rest of the week after today, and maybe some showers even for parts of the valley as early as tomorrow morning. We'll get into that a little bit later, but much cooler and wetter this weekend, and really it's going to be mainly a Friday night through the weekend type of event, and then mainly dry and mild for next week. Also, a beach hazard statement through this afternoon along the coast. That risk of sneaker waves is something you need to be aware of. All right, temperatures in the 70s for most of us in the higher elevations, and even some low 80s for the valley, upper 60s for the coast. Just a gorgeous day. Now, we do have a series of storms over the Pacific, but they're all staying to our north. That's where the storm track is. But if you look way off to the west, that's just approaching the Aleutian Islands, that is the next storm system that will eventually bring us some wet weather around here. So again, you can see that area of low pressure of the Gulf of Alaska, that's staying to our north. The one to the west of that is the one that we've got our eyes on. It's going to develop, it's going to get stronger, it's going to gain strength, and we'll eventually tap into some subtropical moisture. Now, by definition, this will be an atmospheric river, but it'll be pretty weak to moderate. And we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail. You'll also notice a little batch of moisture to the west of that as well. That's what's coming in on Saturday, but the bulk of that will stay to the north over the Pacific Northwest, and still a little leftover moisture and disturbance pushing through on Sunday, giving us a shot at some more rain on Sunday. And then it looks like we're going to dry things out by the time we do get into Monday. So let's take a look at that atmospheric river and just see what kind of impacts it will most likely have on us. So there it is. You can see it's pointed right at us as we go into Friday night, early Saturday morning. This, by definition, is an atmospheric river. It's not categorized as a storm or anything like that. What it is, it's a source of moisture. It's a narrow band of moisture tapping into the subtropics, and that's our source of rain. Now, if it stays pointed in this direction right here for several days, that's when you see a ton of rainfall and flooding. But that's not the case. You see, as we go through the day on Saturday, it actually pushes to the south. So we no longer have that direct tap of that moisture. And in fact, we don't have that direct tap going into Sunday or even Monday of next week, although there is some leftover moisture. I just think a lot of it's going to push to our north by early next week, and we'll dry things out at that point. All right, so let's take a look at Futurecast here, and you can see it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous day for the rest of your Tuesday. Plenty of sunshine in the forecast. Let's take you into your Wednesday, 8 a.m. What's this? Rain in the valley? Places like Chico, Willows, Oroville? Certainly is a possibility. Maybe even Corning and Red Bluff getting caught up in some of that. But then it kind of spins around itself, and it turns into some isolated showers, maybe even some thunderstorms, especially in the mountains of eastern Tehama, the mountains of Butte, Plumas, and even parts of Lassen County could see some of that activity. And then, of course, it dries out. That's not the main story. We're talking about rain, right? That's not what we're looking at here as far as the long term. Let's take you into Thursday. Dry, right, throughout the day. Still some clouds and fog along the coast. Then on Friday, we are dry throughout the day. 8 a.m., it's dry. We take you to about, say, 5 p.m. We're starting to see some of the showers hitting the north coast, but mainly Del Norte County. And then by Friday night, it's pushing eastward. And you can see Humboldt, northern Trinity County, western and central Siskiyou County getting caught up in some of the rain. But it's not until late Friday night and into Saturday that I think we'll start to see some of that rain begin to move in. Now let's talk about the winds, because the winds may get a little breezy at times on Wednesday, especially with that system kind of pushing through. But overall, the winds are not going to be much of a factor. But what we will notice as the storm system approaches on Friday, that those winds may begin to pick up, especially for many of those mountain valleys, mountain ridge tops, and even parts of the valley as well, Sacramento Valley. So for your Tuesday, we're talking rain, today's gorgeous, right? Low 80s, 70s for the mountains, and looks like in the upper 60s for the coast. Tonight, another cool night, low 50s for most of us in the valley. Looks like 30s and 40s for the higher elevations and upper 40s tonight for the coast. So your 7-day forecast, looking at the valley first, dry through Friday, but by the weekend, off and on showers. Much cooler too. You're talking temperatures only in the low 60s by the time we get into the weekend. For the coast, showers late in the day, especially for Del Norte County, PM showers for the inland areas, and PM showers for Trinity County as well. But mainly dry through most of the day on Friday, and then more showers over the weekend, most likely drying out by early next week. We take a look at Siskiyou, Modoc County, the Eastern Mountains. You're mainly dry through Friday. But again, places like the Eastern Mountains could see an afternoon shower, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm on Wednesday. Dry Thursday, Friday, and then there are those showers coming in over the weekend with snow levels somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 feet, drying out by next Monday. That's your afternoon update. I'll be back again this evening at 6 o'clock with the latest look at the forecast model data and your deeper dive forecast. That's all coming up at 6. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
Barr & Mudford is a top, established firm here in the North State. Founded over a half-century ago, Barr & Mudford is protecting the rights of our neighbors and community. We take our commitment to our clients very seriously and provide a level of excellence unrivaled in the North State. Barr & Mudford, standing up for the rights of our neighbors and our beautiful community, serving Northern California with excellence.